66 million years ago. A number repeated so often it feels immovable. A date taught, memorized, and accepted as settled truth. The moment a rock from space struck Earth, ending one world and clearing the stage for another. Dinosaurs vanished, mammals rose. Humanity eventually followed. Clean, precise, final. But history has never been clean, because every attempt to date deep time depends on assumptions about decay rates, stable systems, and a planet that behaves like a silent laboratory instrument. Yet Earth is not silent. It moves, it wobbles, it drifts through cycles far older than calendars, older than writing, older than memory itself. There is a motion most people never hear about, a slow, invisible turning of the planet's axis, a cycle that completes not in days or years, but in roughly 26,000 years, the Great Year. Earth does not spin like a perfectly balanced top. Its axis traces a slow circle through the sky, changing the position of the stars behind our seasons. This wobble, known as axial precession, means the sky our ancestors saw was not the sky we see today. Constellations rose and fell in importance, sacred alignments shifted, ages passed, not by human calendars, but by celestial mechanics. And ancient civilizations knew this. Long before telescopes, long before atomic clocks, long before modern dating methods existed, they encoded it in stone, myth, and symbol. The zodiac was not entertainment, it was a clock, not a clock of hours, but of ages. 12 divisions of the sky, 12 great phases of time, each lasting a little over 2,000 years. As Earth's axis slowly shifted, the rising constellation at the spring equinox changed. This was not astrology in the modern sense, it was cosmology, timekeeping on a planetary scale. The age of Taurus, the age of Aries, the age of Pisces, and now the transition toward Aquarius. These were not metaphors to ancient observers, they were markers of cosmic order. Yet modern timelines rarely account for this cycle at all. Instead, deep history is compressed into neat sequences based on radiometric dating, sediment layers, and assumptions of constant conditions. Useful tools, but tools that struggle when confronted with catastrophe. And catastrophe is Earth's true language. The planet's surface is not shaped by gentle change alone. It bears scars of sudden upheaval, massive floods, rapid climate shifts, abrupt extinctions. Ice sheets advance and retreat, oceans rise and fall, entire ecosystems vanish in geological moments. This is where unconventional thinkers enter the story. Immanuel Velikovsky was not content with gradualism. He examined ancient texts, myths, and geological anomalies not as metaphors, but as fragmented eyewitness accounts. Floods described across cultures, fire falling from the sky, the sun behaving strangely, seasons breaking their rhythm. He suggested that humanity may have lived through cosmic disasters far more recently than officially acknowledged, not millions of years apart, but within the span of civilization itself. His ideas were controversial, dismissed, mocked, yet some of the anomalies he pointed out remain unresolved even today. Erratic magnetic reversals, sudden climate jumps, extinction layers that suggest rapid events rather than slow decline. The problem is not that mainstream science ignores catastrophe, it's that it often isolates it. One impact here, one ice age there, one extinction neatly boxed in time. But what if Earth's history is rhythmic rather than random? What if the Great Year acts as a metronome, a cosmic stress cycle influencing climate, magnetism, and geological instability? As Earth's axis wobbles, its orientation to the sun and galactic environment changes. Solar radiation patterns shift, ice accumulates or melts, ocean currents reorganize, stress builds in tectonic systems. Over thousands of years, small changes accumulate until something breaks. Now reconsider 66 million years, not as a fixed certainty, but as an interpretation filtered through incomplete data,
a number derived from methods that assume isolation, stability, and closed systems on a planet that has never been isolated, stable, or closed. Meteor impacts are real, extinctions are real, but the certainty with which timelines are presented often exceeds the certainty of the evidence itself. Ancient cultures did not see time as a straight line, they saw it as a cycle: creation, destruction, renewal. Hindu yugas, Mayan long count, Egyptian ages, Zoroastrian world cycles. Different languages, same idea. Civilization rises, knowledge peaks, catastrophe resets the board, survivors preserve fragments, myths become memories, gods become symbols of forces once witnessed firsthand. This is where the zodiac returns, not as superstition, but as a memory device. Stories of dying and resurrected gods, virgin births, sacrificial saviors aligned with solstices and equinoxes. These narratives repeat across cultures, not because of copying, but because they encode astronomical transitions. The sun dies at the winter solstice. It resurrects as days grow longer. It moves through 12 houses. It rules the rhythm of life. Some later interpretations blurred symbolism with biography. Comparisons were drawn too literally. Errors accumulated. But beneath the distortion, a deeper structure remains visible: a sky-based language describing time itself. Modern viewers often dismiss these patterns because they conflict with familiar timelines, but familiarity is not proof. Every age believes it has history figured out until new evidence forces revision. Ice cores rewrite climate models, satellite data reshapes tectonics, new discoveries challenge old assumptions. The Earth is not done surprising us, and the great year continues indifferent to belief. 26,000 years pass whether we acknowledge them or not. Constellations shift, ages turn, civilizations rise under one sky and fall under another. Perhaps 66 million years is correct, perhaps it is not. The more important question is this: how much of our past has been filtered through models that ignore Earth's long cycles? How many resets have occurred that left no written record, only stone ruins, myths, and misaligned monuments? History may not be missing years, it may be missing context. The wobble of Earth is not speculation, it is measurable, observable, predictable, yet its implications are rarely applied beyond astronomy. Ancient builders aligned structures not to chance, but to skies they knew would change. Some monuments point to stars that no longer rise in the same place. Others mark solstices with precision modern tools struggle to match. They were watching something long-term, something cyclical, something they believed humanity needed to remember. If catastrophe has a rhythm, then survival depends on recognizing the pattern. Knowledge lost once may be lost again, and what we dismiss as myth may be the last echo of a forgotten warning. The story of Earth is not finished, its past is not fully written, and time itself may be far less settled than we assume. HMD Origins does not ask you to abandon science, it asks you to question certainty. Because the greatest discoveries in history did not come from repeating accepted answers, but from daring to ask whether the question itself was incomplete. And Earth, still wobbling through the cosmos, may be keeping time in a way we are only beginning to remember.